Some of the things Marvel has confirmed to be true about their Marvel Cinematic Universe are just depressing. If there's one thing fans like to do, it's speculate and make crazy theories, even if it comes back to bite us in the ass, because, let's be honest, it's a lot of fucking fun. Even if now we're being told by a certain group of people that us making theories is problematic, but let's be honest, what isn't problematic nowadays? Well, it turns out some of us had some really good theories that turned out to be 100% true. So this video, I want to talk about 5 theories or speculations on the Marvel Cinematic Universe that were later confirmed to be absolutely correct. Most of these are rather unfortunate, probably going to be a downer on your day. I'm sorry. So let's start with one of the most recent Marvel movies, Avengers 3, which featured the Thanos snap that still haunts some of us to this day. If you've seen Avengers 3 Infinity War, which if you haven't, don't watch this video. I'm gonna ruin that for you. But if you have seen it, you know that it ended in a lot of deaths. So we know Thanos' major goal was to wipe out half the universe, to perfectly balance it.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
And people were shocked when Thanos, the fucking mad lad he is, collected all the stones and completed his plan. At a snap of his fingers, half of life was wiped out, including some of the best heroes, but let's not talk about that. Now, understandably, a lot of people were confused on the technicalities of the snap. Half of all life, like all life? Or just sentient beings? Half of all plants? Half of all animals? Did half of all the squirrels get winked out of existence? Turns out, yeah. That's exactly what happened. Thanks to a Twitter user asking Feige the extent of Thanos' snap, we now know it went beyond sentient beings. The Twitter user asked, "I do need to confirm something about the outcome of Infinity War, and apologies if you've addressed this. The end of Ant-Man and the Wasp led to conversations. Are half the animals dead? Are half the horses gone? Half of the ants?" To which Feige responded, yes, all life. So now we know the ant at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp, who is stuck in a hellish eternity of playing drums, was actually the lucky 50% that didn't get winked out of existence. I say lucky loosely because obviously he's still a slave of humans. Which, interestingly, the fact that Ant was one of the 50% that lived was also confirmed in the Art of Ant-Man and the Wasp book. But when he says all life, does he mean all life? Like, all life? Half of all plants? Half of all bacteria? The quantum realm did look a tad emptier when Scott was floating around post-snap. But if Thanos' worry was resources and the amount of sentient life being taxing on it, why get rid of plants, crops, things he was complaining there was too little of? I mean, I know someone's first response to this tweet is a, duh, he said half of all life. But if you really think about it, eliminating half the plants makes zero fucking sense for what Thanos said he truly wanted. Not to mention, there's a very delicate balance of bacteria in the human body. So if 50% of bacteria is just wiped out, we're not going to be having a good time. There's going to be a lot of eye infections, upset stomach, and just, in general, bad things happening. Which is why I hope they dedicate the first 10 minutes of Avengers 4 to Black Widow just having massive diarrhea. Like, we just have a close-up of her on the toilet just shitting herself raw. Like, it's so bad that she wishes to God she was the 50% that was winked out of existence. I will pay to see Black Widow wreck a bathroom. It would make a hell of a lot more sense if they brought death into this like they did in the comics, where he was trying to woo and impress her. This confirmation that Thanos killed half of every living thing just brings up too many logistic questions for the MCU Thanos. Ah well, what do I care? I went to that website, did Thanos kill me, and I was part of the 50% that got offed. Enjoy your stomach aches, you lucky assholes. Let's move on to number 2 on the depression train, where I tell you that the new Groot, baby and teen Groot, isn't actually our Groot. After Groot gave his life in Guardians of the Galaxy, a lot of people assume that when Rocket picked up the twig and planted it, we were seeing Groot growing back again. That after his mischievous baby phase and snarky teenage phase, we'd get our old Groot back. Turns out those people were wrong, and the people that theorized that our original Groot was permanently dead were absolutely right. So baby Groot / teenage Groot is a completely separate person than our original Groot. When asked on Twitter about Groot growing back, James Gunn, director of Guardians of the Galaxy, responded, "First Groot is dead. Baby Groot is his son." And then you heard millions of hearts breaking. He went further to explain that is why this new Groot has a different personality than the first Groot, and that this new Groot had none of old Groot's memories. He didn't remember or know any of the Guardians. So our original Groot is dead, and baby / teenage Groot is a completely different person, which makes the first Guardians of the Galaxy a hell of a lot more depressing. Rocket is raising the son of his dead best friend. Okay, number 3, we have confirmation that Gamora is not truly gone, like the others killed by Thanos. At the end of Avengers 3, we see Thanos enter a place of bright orange-like light and talk to a young Gamora, telling her he succeeded, but it cost him everything. Afterwards, many of us suspected that since she was killed for him to get the Soul Gem, she was now in the Soul Stone, or Soul World. After all, in the comics, Gamora's hung out there before. The director cleared up that Gamora in the Soul World isn't just a fan theory. It is absolutely correct. When asked why Gamora appeared as a child at the end of the film, and if she's in the Soul Stone, he replied, "Yeah, it's implied it's the Soul Stone. It's all orange around. Then he's inside the Soul Stone with the amount of power that it took to snap his fingers. He has this out-of-body experience. When he goes inside the Soul Stone, he has this kind of conversation with a younger version of his Gamora." When he was asked again, "So she's there?" he responded, "She's in fact is. Yes." Which, I already talked about this in my Avengers 4 theory video, but we also got confirmation that through the quantum realm, characters can enter different universes or even different realms. So this could be how we get Gamora back. They use the quantum realm to enter the Soul World. Moving on to number 4, Doctor Strange and the Time Stone. This one, while I'm sure people will say all of these were super obvious because people on the internet are just fucking obnoxious, this one I feel actually was super obvious though. After Thor Ragnarok and Avengers 3, there were a lot of people bitching that Doctor Strange was far too powerful and way too proficient in magic for how many years he had been practicing, which in itself is really odd because in his movie, they made sure to tell us he was a genius with a photographic memory. So those of you that aren't a genius and don't have a photographic memory, you would probably have more trouble than him learning this stuff. I don't know why that was a point people had to make. But what these people weren't taking into account, besides him being a genius and having a photographic memory, was that he had the Time Stone and he could manipulate time whenever he wants. So there were theories going around that Strange has used the Time Stone to become more proficient at magic, which whether he has after the Doctor Strange movie is to be learned. But we do know that he spent a hell of a lot of time in the Dark Dimension than anyone suspected. Well, most people suspected. Some people suspected. When C. Robert Cargill was asked how long Doctor Strange was bargaining with Dormammu,
"Dormammu, I've come to bargain,"
we got an interesting answer. He wrote back, "We left it intentionally vague with room to address it later, but it wasn't just a few minutes, I'll tell you that. He was there long enough to gain even more mastery over his powers." What I find scarier is it actually took Dormammu a much longer time than we saw to figure out the time loop was happening. And that was before he started just torturing Strange as an FU. So we were spared quite a bit of Strange torture porn. So there, people that were freaking out that Doctor Strange was way too good at magic for how many years he had been practicing, he was stuck in the Dark Dimension for years, dying over and over again, but at the same time learning. At the very least, I like this confirmation that Doctor Strange was possibly in there for years or decades while dying, making himself better at magic. Lastly, number 5, the quantum realm. We saw the quantum realm in both Ant-Man movies and in Doctor Strange, a very trippy looking reality where all concepts of time and space become irrelevant. Thanks to the directors and even the quantum physicists Marvel hired to design the realm, we have so much more information on it, including verifying certain theories. First, it was believed after the first Ant-Man movie that we saw flashes in the quantum realm of the future or futures, and that was actually confirmed to be true. Feige talked about the quantum realm in an interview saying, "Like the first movie, there are clues in the quantum realm to other possibilities and things. I'm talking frames of film." Reed, the director of Ant-Man and the Wasp, added to that saying, "We have definitely laid some groundwork for some stuff down there, similar to what we did in the first movie. In the first movie, it was not until really DVD or Blu-ray release when people started freeze-framing it like, wait a second, there's a reflection. Is that Wasp down there? Is that Janet?" So for those of you that keep seeing flashes of images in the quantum realm, no, you aren't stroking out or going insane. They purposely put images that show the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Also, and I know I said this with Gamora's spot, they also confirmed the theory that you can use the quantum realm to access different realms, such as the Soul World, and the quantum realm can be used to time travel. So that might mean those fun time vortexes Janet mentioned at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp will come into play. Alright, so those were 5 MCU theories that were later confirmed to be true. Make sure you like, subscribe, and let me know in the comment section down below which theory confirmed to be true you like the most. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and come back for more videos.